fellow traders, Bubblehead here, and it's time for the Lunchtime Market Update for Wednesday, April 15, 2020. I hope everybody's having a great trading day today. This is brought to you by Positive Trends Research, and everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice, so please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. Good. Let's check and see where we're at with the market today. So let's get this pulled up here on the monthly chart. We pulled back a little bit today. We're down 77 points here on the market. So, and it's gone. Right? But anyway, the month is not over yet. We're halfway through the month. Happy tax day. Just kidding. Tax day is not till July this year. So monthly chart is still above the 50 monthly moving average. Right? So the follow through that we had a hammer as of yesterday on the weekly chart, but it's pulled back a little bit, turning into a red spinning top right now on the weekly. Daily chart. Right, here's your big bull trap yesterday, right, as we got really close to that major pivot right here that was prior support, potential resistance. It's kind of serving as that right now. So let's see how that holds. Right, we are still above this trend line right here. Definitely monitoring it to see how we hold this trend line here. If we break down below that, we may see that Elliott wave that we were talking about recently work its way down, right? So here's your, potential wave 1, 2, 3, ABC 4, right? Never crossed over wave 1. I know it's bigger than a wave 4 normally is, but by the guideline of alternation, right, it's bigger than wave 2. Then we might see a wave 5 down. So we'll see where that goes from there. Let's take a look at the SPY and see how that's looking today. Okay, so daily chart here on the SPY, so we're showing an upper shadow right here as it, gave a little bit of a move this morning. Let's take a look at the price action. Give it a little bit of a pop this morning, then a move down. We caught a nice little short this morning in the group here. You can see this triangle breakdown right here for a quick move. But other than that, it's been a pretty choppy day. We are still going sideways right here. It's a slow dripping down a little bit right here, but we're going to be definitely keeping an eye on that one. Let's take a look at the S&P futures here. S futures again, same thing right here. We're still below this trend line, guys. I tweeted this out to everybody this morning, right? We followed this trend line up over the past couple days, broke down below the trend box right here, right, for a downward trend today. So we're still below the downward trend line today. Okay, so at this point on the intraday time frame, we're bearish until proven otherwise, even though it's counter to the macro trend line that we just saw in the daily. So we just have to respect that, because trend doesn't change. Trend starts to change on the lower time frames first. Okay, so anyway, so let's take a look here. Here's the MES, same thing, right? Same type of movement on this one. All right, so let's take a look at a couple other stocks that are out there. Let's take a look at Apple to see how it's behaving today. It's been kind of up and down. It did give a nice little burst this morning, here out of the 15 orbit. It's kind of back in that range here. Let's take a look at Goldman Sachs. Had earnings today, so they actually had a big loss on earnings and then a buy the dip opportunity right here. You can see we had our pre-market channel right here, which ended up holding and giving a nice bounce. Great job on that one. I know we had some members that did well on that one today. UNH earnings too, just kind of chopping around in its 15 orb range, so not really much of a breakout this morning, just a little bit of a move out of that this morning at the open for a quick momentum move. Bank of America as well. Didn't get the bounce that Goldman Sachs got because I guess nobody really wants to trade this thing, but really choppy here within the 15 orb range. Not much going on there. Moderna, though, had a big pop this morning, so it started triangulating right from last night. We talked about that yesterday, and then we got a nice pop out of the prior triangle range right there for a big move up on Moderna today. A couple chart requests out there. Always appreciate when everybody sends these in here. So let's take a look at Tesla here. So Tesla is pretty interesting, right? So, it's basically stuck up in the cloud. It's doing its thing, right? I had this hammer yesterday. We gapped up again today just to give the bears more, to worry about. But then it started to break down here intraday, right? So let's take a look, right? So we had a couple, we have an inside 15 here, but this is a big inside 15, which kind of gave a move up right here. And then you had this pre-market box, right, which is really big level today, right? So you have, this is after hours stuff right here. Here's your pre-market stuff right here. I do like when that pre-market box corresponds with the 15 orb low, so that just shows it really is resistance. If we break down, or support if we break down below there, we could get another move. But another thing to pay attention to, right, is your geometric levels right here, right, from yesterday. So we came back down, we bounced off of this, so we had an inside 15 for a quick scalpy type move on it, right, and then it kind of worked its way back up here. A little upper shadow right now over these levels, but Tesla's a tricky one to trade, guys, especially with options when those spreads can be like $1 to $2. So that's the only reason when you look at these moves, you really have to gauge it really well. But this one did work, working as it broke down here. But you just when you gauge that risk reward, you just have to be careful with it. So, but other than that, we're keeping an eye on it. It's basically stuck here in the daily cloud right now. Peloton, let's take a look at this one. Peloton, great move today, guys. I mean, essentially doji sandwich up today. Big candle right on Monday, pause day yesterday, nice follow through today. It's testing and closing above these pivot levels right here. Peloton is on fire, right? And a lot of folks are actually getting these and using them, right? And they have deals in their apps and things like that. Triple inside 15 up here, and also a nice 15 order break on Peloton earlier. Zoom was another one too. that had a nice breakout move this morning. Nice inside 15 up here out of the 15 orb high, right? Daily chart, doji sandwich up. Who cares that Google's not using them? Everybody else is using them, so it is what it is, and they're fixing all their security stuff. So, and right now, honestly, it's the best deal out there. It's great quality and just a lot less expensive than some of the other webinar type platforms that are out there. Netflix just going crazy right here. Fresh all-time highs today. Just a big momentum from the last couple days. A little bit tricky with a couple little gaps down, but every time it breaks out over these daily highs, right, it continues to keep going there. Very, very nice move this morning. We pointed this one out here today, right? It had a momentum move at the open. That was a strong move this morning. Some members capitalized on that. And then we had our inside 15 move up to get out of the 15 cloud today. Another one, Disney. Let's take a look and see how that's doing today. So it's down about 2 points today. It's chopping around within the 15 orb range. They actually had a 60 anchor yesterday, right? So it ended up tagging that pre-market and staying below it. So that's a technique that we like to use here. That spinning top we looked at last night, right? It's just kind of coming back down. We got a little bit of a bow tie right here with the 8 and the 21 EMA. So let's see if it can cross back up. And again, I do want to see a close over that pivot on Disney. Let's take a look at Square. There's another one. I mean, some decent moves right here. It's kind of just triangulating right now on the daily chart. So that's a tough area to be involved in. It's given some interesting moves right here. You got some geometric lines that are not breaking out, and it's just kind of in the chop slop right now. Boeing is one that we're definitely keeping an eye on here this morning, keeping an eye on here this morning. It is. Actually, it's afternoon right now, sorry, but we were keeping it out here this morning. So nice breakdown on this one, right? We've been talking about this one. It's just, kind of one of the weaker ones, but it is holding its macro trend line right here. So a little bit of a bounce off of that one. It's coming back up, retesting the 15 orb low. Let's see if that serves as resistance, and who knows, maybe the market will wake up again today. Today's really just one of those big gap and chop type days where just burning a lot of option premium type stuff. So you really got to look for the best setups and make sure you got the volume, the momentum on your side for a particular move. So we got some morning momentum stuff today, this morning in the group. Now we're just kind of looking and kind of honing in for some more setups for the afternoon, and maybe something will set up interesting for a swing. But just be careful with the market today, guys. This gap down is important, all right, because we're gapping below that pivot that we looked at on SPX. So just keep an eye on that right there. If we end up pivoting there, we may start to see a wave 5 down, and we'll see where it goes from there. So good stuff, guys. I hope everybody has a great rest of your trading day. We'll see you guys on the daily market wrap and hopefully on the live stream later tonight. And stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first, and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk to you.